Welcome back, everyone. Today we're cooking collard greens. Okay, so we're gonna wash the collard greens inside the bag before we put them on the stove. Fill it with water and wiggle it around. This is recyclable bag. You can, fill it with water. Fill it with water, and you can take the bag back to a recycle bin for plastics. So you just wiggle it around. I'm having difficulty keeping it still. I ought to put it in a pot. Wait a minute. Let me get a pot. Okay, so this is the Instant Pot I'm going to cook it in. So I'm using it to hold the greens. Of course, I got the camera in my hand, so I don't have all that technical equipment to help me record or do videos, but I do what I can. Alright, so what we're going to do is go ahead, wash it, just wiggle it around, cleaning the greens. Do this about 2 times, okay? And then you'll just, after you drain off the water, you're going to put it in the pot. Okay, so you're going to wash it, rinse it, pour the water out, fill the bag again, wiggle it around again. And by this time, the greens will be clean. So this is, okay, you can just inspect it and see. But the greens are clean coming out the store, but you want to make sure they're clean before you cook it. Really clean, because you cleaned it yourself. All right, be back in a minute. So we're going to pour the water out like this. Kind of like grab the corners, the top edges of the bag. Put it together like you're, closing up a balloon. And just let the water drain out. Okay? Let the water drain out. It's doing well. It's draining well. Drain it all out, because you want to measure your greens. You want to measure the water in your greens. You don't want it to be too watery. Of course, the greens have water inside them. Once you simmer them down or cook them down, they're gonna wither down. It's gonna have a lot of water, so you don't want to have that much water in it. You want to be able to taste the flavor, especially when the greens are pre-cut. In the store, I'll usually cook my greens with the stalk, but the stalk is not in this one, so I'm going to have to use less water so I can retain much flavor as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and put them in the pot. I think it's drained off. And, okay. So I'm going to add a cup of water. Might be a little bit over a cup, but this is the cup. This is all I'm going to use for this one. Now look how much water is in there. After I drained it off, you can barely see it. Okay? The water is way down there. But that's all I want, because the Instant Pot, the steamer, is going to retain its steam, and it's going to go ahead and deliver the water into the food. Okay, so now I'm going to put salt and pepper, sugar, vinegar in this. So this is an estimate. This is an estimate of 1/3 cup of sugar. This is not really a lot of collard greens, so it's about 10 cubes if you got cubes. This is what I have. I don't have the other. So it's about 10 cubes or 1/3 cup of sugar. 1/3 cup of vinegar. And 1/3 cup of oil, whatever oil you like, vegetable. I have vegetable oil. So I'm going to use salt. You season it to taste. I have a thing about salt. I don't have too much of salt, but seasoning salt. I'm not seasoning salt. Sea salt and you shake up the pepper to taste. Now, you don't have to use the sugar if you don't want to have sugar, but the collard greens are bitter, so it helps with enhance the flavor. Okay, and so if you like, you can add hot sauce, which I'm gonna add it to taste after I cook it, after it's been cooking, so I can see how all the seasoning come in together. So the collard green is in the Instant Pot. So now I'm going to start cooking it. I put it on slow cook because I got to run some errands. I don't have to, slay over the food. It's on slow cook. So it's not going to burn. I don't have to worry about it burning. Okay, this is a 16-ounce bag of collard greens, and it's sizzling already. And I want to go and come back to make sure my food is not burnt. So I add another cup of water. Make sure you use plastic or wood spoon on your Instant Pot so you don't scratch the Teflon or whatever is coating off your pot. You want to protect your pots as long as possible. I'm going to use this later. Okay, it's about 2 hours later. Well, let's check and see how our greens are cooking down. Slow cooking. And you can really see, oh, steam. You can really see the water. But they smell lovely. Let it cook down for a couple more hours on slow cook. They're doing well. So it's been cooking, slow cooking, for 2.5 hours. Let's see how it tastes. Tastes good. I need a little bit of salt though. This is the point where I'll just add a little bit more sauce, some hot sauce. That's all I'm gonna do. Stir it around. Let's see how it tastes now. I don't want it to be too salty. I'll just taste the juice. Tastes good. All right, just gonna let that cook out for another hour or so. Actually, the collard greens are tender. They're really cooked, but I'm gonna want it to settle in because this is slow cooking for, I'll just give it an hour and a half. Now you can season your greens with turkey necks, which I like, or ham hocks, or anything smoked. But I just like the flavor without it because I believe they put like MSG in those smoked meats, and I just don't like what MSG does to my body, as well as too much salt. So I just cook it as the ingredients as I shared with you, like I shared with you. It's gonna cook for about another hour. I taste the greens. I'm gonna cook it for like another hour and a half slow cooking. I'm gonna increase it because the greens, they're tender, but I like mine's really, really tender. Okay, even though I'm cooking for like another hour, I put it on 2 just in case I have to run an error. The best thing about the the Instant Pot, when you put it on slow cooking, it's just not your food is not going to burn.